It's my pleasure this afternoon to introduce our student speaker. Holly Wilson is from Marietta, Georgia, and is one of the top members of her class academically. She will receive a Bachelor of Science degree today, having majored in biology and minored in both chemistry and French. She's also been a member of the honors program. Holly was a 2008 Curbo Scholar. She received first place in originality in the 2008 Berry Student Research Symposium, and her research interest was determining the differential gene expression profiles of myctic and amyctic rotifers. For a further explanation, you will have to ask her. At our honors convocation 3 weeks ago, Holly received the Outstanding Student in Biology Award and the Walter Oliver Penley MD Award. In addition to being an outstanding scholar, Holly has been a student athletic trainer since 2006. She was promoted to student supervisor and worked as the athletic trainer with the women's soccer team. Holly has lived out our motto, not to be ministered unto, but to minister. She worked as a camp counselor at Camp Winnicott for Hemophilia of Georgia. She's volunteered for 2 years with Transitions Hospice in Canton, Georgia. Most notably, Holly has been a volunteer advocate for the Sexual Assault Center of Northwest Georgia. She is trained in victims advocacy and response and has been a valuable member of this critical community response team. And in her spare time, Holly is a middle long-distance runner and plays club select in intramural soccer. She's getting married in early June and relocating to Houston, Texas. For the next year, she'll volunteer with special needs children, focusing on children with autism. She will enter medical school in the fall of 2010 and plans to be a gynecologist, specializing in work with postmenopausal women. Clearly, Holly is an amazing young woman who has contributed greatly to Berry College and the Rome community. She will represent her alma mater well. Please join me in welcoming Holly Wilson.
Fellow graduates, family, friends, faculty, and staff. In preparing for this speech, I asked many of my fellow graduates what they would say and what they would like to hear on this memorable occasion. Every person I approached seemed to have a stockpile of inspirational words and humorous stories already put together to sum up their college experience. My roommates were so enlightened that they went ahead and wrote an entire speech for me. In fact, it seemed as though everyone knew exactly what I should say. My theory for the ready replies of my classmates is that these past 4 years at Berry have been so tangibly influential that it doesn't take deep consideration to recognize how much our experiences at Berry have meant to each of us, and how they have helped us grow into the men and women that we are today. Though words seem inadequate to say how much we have gained and how much this school has given us, I am going to do something we all learned how to do in gen ed speech class: condense our entire college experience into 3 points. The past 4 years are, more or less, the composite of the knowledge we gleaned from our classes, the memories that we made, and the life lessons that we learned. Together, these parts have made up an unforgettable chapter of our lives. In the classroom, we learned a great deal to help us in our future careers. Quite a bit more that we will never use and have already forgotten. And we have picked up some fun pieces that constitute mostly as trivia. One of my favorite history facts that I learned here is that President Harry S. Truman's middle name is literally S. So it is actually improper English to put a period after the S because it doesn't stand for anything. Beyond the classroom, we have each had our share of memories that we will enjoy for the rest of our lives. Countless Walmart runs, late-night Waffle House rendezvous, driving up and down Stretch Road for no reason whatsoever, complaining about the food, complaining about classes, complaining about the smell in Dana and the mold in Ford, getting up in arms about the new housing policy, even though we won't have to deal with it, living off of sometimes frighteningly small paychecks, and making some of the best friends we may ever have during some of the most stressful times that we've faced thus far. As a class, we've seen the groundbreaking of 3 new buildings on campus, We went to the first Marthapalooza, and we took part in the inauguration of a new college president. And finally, in the midst of cram sessions and spontaneous adventures, we all managed to learn life lessons that have changed the core of who we are. For me, college is where my religious beliefs became my faith, where my best friend became the man I'm going to marry, and where I realized that the most valuable contributions that we will make to this world have very little to do with our majors or our future careers, but have everything to do with the motto of this college, not to be ministered unto, but to minister. Ministering to others, caring for others, will have a different face for each of us, a different application for every situation. But all we have to do to succeed in this mission is to make an effort to meet the needs of those around us. For some, you will do this through humor, or by taking the time to really listen. Others will be a constant source of encouragement. Many of you will donate your time and talents to care for those in need. Whether on a small or large scale, I am confident that we'll all do our part to share the attitude of service that is the legacy of Berry College. So take this day to celebrate your accomplishments and rejoice in how we have all grown from the anxious freshmen we once were. And take heart that we have no reason to feel lost in leaving this campus, because if we remember the knowledge we gained, the memories we made, and the life lessons we learned, and we each carry on the idea that we are here not to be ministered unto, but to minister, then we are really not leaving Berry College. We are expanding her walls to wherever we may go. Congratulations, class of 2009.